Greetings, welcome to February. This is Chamber Calls from the Spotlight on Business program, and this is Cary Condotta. We are marching through winter, heading towards spring, and we're pretty excited about that. But you know, we still have February to get through, and we're going to talk to 3 different chambers of commerce today about what's going on in February in Manson, Chelan, and starting right here in Wenatchee. All right, folks, it's February. We are moving through winter and on to spring, and we are at the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce, where we'll open our Chamber Calls show with Shiloh Burgess, our executive director, to tell us a little bit about what's going on in February. We had a great January. Let's see what's happening in February.
Oh, February is an active time. I feel like I'm never in Wenatchee in February because of the legislative session, but we are just having a good time here in downtown. And if you're looking to get out and we get one of those beautiful sunny days like we have right now today and filming this, we want you to get out and stretch your legs and have a good time. So come visit us here at the Chamber Tasting Room and check out what's new.
Yes, the tasting room is fascinating, and these wines, I'm telling you, I've tried some of these. The local wines are terrific. So what about events?
So we're gearing up. Our big event we actually gear up for is coming in March, and so February's a little light for us. We are looking to have our regional State of the Chamber event. So depending on when this airs, we may have just had it or we're just about to have this. That being said, we do that annually. We try to get an update from both of our Commission, Douglas County Commissioners, Chelan County Commissioners, and our 2 mayors. And so looking at the health of the region and where we're at, where we project to be with local governments financially, which is really important. Infrastructure, we talk about a lot of that. We have the big infra project that we're working on with the federal government, which is huge. And so really just trying to get a sense and an understanding of where we're at, how our sales tax is doing in the area. When we close out one year, we don't get those projections until this time of the year. So, you know, local governments have set their budgets. They're kind of feeling if we're on target or not. They start doing some readjustments. And so we invite them to come in and kind of just vision cast with us, right? What are the big projects? I mean, we'll have the hotels opening up, which we've been talking about on the show, but we've also had a lot of transportation projects here locally, just street maintenance and that kind of stuff, so they kind of update on what their next plans are. And so we just really kind of say, what's the health of our region? And from a business standpoint, you know, how do we continue to voice the concerns we have around, I'll just use transportation because we're talking about it, but and other things that are impacting us. It's a really fun program.
Well, I can tell you, in the last economic report that I saw, Chelan County was actually the star of the show. We've had tremendous growth in income, tremendous growth in jobs, growth in general, and the lowest unemployment rate on record in the state of Washington. That's amazing.
It is amazing.
So we're going to continue to see growth. But there's a lot of fun things to do down here, too, and we've got one that I tripped across looking at all the little brochures over there. I saw this thing called Brewers Row, and it caught my eye because we're famous here for wineries. When we talk about the wineries, we've got the wine tasting, but
That's
frankly,
true.
The breweries are starting to become a big factor again.
They
How many
are
do
a
we?
big
We have
factor.
5 or 6 now?
Well, we have several breweries in the area. Part of Brewers Row, they're the ones that are part of brewers are actually brewing their beer in their facilities. And so, you know, we have Wenatchee Valley Brewing Company, which is really popular, Badger Mountain Brewery, which is one of the first ones that opened up, Columbia Valley Brewery. We are hoping that we'll have a new brewery in downtown opening up this month, and we'll see how that works, which is 509 Beer Works, which is really awesome. They kind of came down and checked out the Brewers Row Oktoberfest last year, which was fun, and they're super excited to be in this area with us.
So they're going to be down in this core area like the rest of them?
Wow. They're going to be down, and so it's really a fun program. If you want to come down to the Chamber or anywhere in one of those supporting breweries, you can pick up a passport, and you can go and you can sample beer, and then you bring your completed passport here, which we also have beer sampling, so you'll get a little sticker for each of those or a little stamp in here, and then when you come in, we give you a free glass, which is really fun, and these are fun glasses. So so we invite people to come down and explore the breweries and check it out and tell us which their favorite beer is. Wenatchee Valley Brewing and others, they have featured beers each month, which is a lot of fun. And so I don't think there's a limit on how many times. So if you wanted to connect a, you know, get a collection, you could. So, which is a lot of fun.
It's kind of like a wine walk, but you can do it any time. There's no time frame on it as long as they're all open, obviously. And you're going to get to also see, I think, at least one of those is near Pybus.
Absolutely.
Through the Pybus, and of course the new hotel's just about there. So what a great opportunity to see downtown and drink a few beers, and you can walk the whole thing, right?
You can walk the whole thing, which is exciting. There's also really good food in a lot of these breweries, so you know, you can bring your friends in, make a weekend of it. We've had a lot of folks that have done that. They've come down and they've said, oh yeah, we're going to go to Badger Mountain Friday night, and you know, we're going to walk over because it's so close to Wenatchee Valley Brewing. Then Saturday we're going to go up to Columbia Valley Brewing, and then we're going to come up here to the Chamber and check them out and do a tasting and collect our glass. class and
overall.
go home. And so it's a really fun promotion to be able to do it that way.
And Pybus itself is really coming to life. I mean, we've seen it just really explode,
Yeah.
and it's full. They've got everything. Is there talk of another addition to that at some point? Do you think they'll ever build a second building?
I don't know if they'll ever build a second building. I think the foundation has done a phenomenal job kind of reinventing the event space. And so with Subsplash in there, they've got that incubator going on, which is really exciting. So that tech company with the Port of Chelan County, they got that incubator space partnership. They've got another smaller event space that they made available to the community that can hold, I think, 75 folks there. And then they've got their larger event space, which they can open up where you can rent both. And then what I love and I'm excited for this spring is that patio. They have those beautiful, mechanical window doors that open now.
Okay.
And so you can go right back out. The Columbia River's there. I mean, what a great place to have an event or just hang out on a great day. So
Absolutely.
yes, we're all itching for spring. It's true.
We are getting close.
We
We're
are getting close.
Things are changing, and I think it's going to be a terrific spring,
You know,
terrific summer. We're
the
going to
fun
continue
part
to see the
about
growth.
February, though, is it's
Yep.
usually when the snow's the best at Mission Ridge.
Yeah.
It really is. It's usually the best.
February and early
And in
March.
the skate, that's usually the best place to ski in the state in February is Mission Ridge. Isn't that awesome?
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Yes.
So,
All right. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add for February? We'll be back in March, and we're going to be talking about spring because there's a whole bunch going
well,
on. A lot coming our
the
way.
biggest thing I would say, March is a big month. It's our annual banquet, and we're going to give you the sneak peek. We've just announced our top Business of the Year nominees and our top Nonprofit of the Year nominees. So if
Okay.
I can just take the last few seconds to
Yeah,
rattle
that's
these
all
off.
we've got.
We're
Let's-
super excited for Business of the Year. We've got 501 Consultants, a business out of Kashmir, which is awesome. They work with nonprofits.
Okay.
Salcedo Enterprises, you may hear about them. They've got their HVAC company, but they're also into this Bitcoin,
Oh, yes.
blockchain technology stuff, which is really awesome. And then Kashmir Valley Bank, the small bank with a big circle of friends, which I
They've been
love.
here a while.
They've been here a while, so we're very excited about that. And then our Nonprofit of the Year nominees, a great diverse group of nonprofits. We have Chelan Douglas Volunteer Attorney Services, which is incredible. The Washington Tree Fruit Research Commission, which a lot of folks don't know what they do, but they're pretty exciting. We're going to do a promo video on all of these. And then the Music Theater of Wenatchee. So what a great diverse group of nonprofits that have
is
been
gonna
recognized.
Be a terrific event. We'll talk more about it in March. That's it for
Yeah.
Chamber Calls. We're running out of time. Thanks, Shiloh.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce. It is now February. We are rolling into spring. It's going to get very exciting as things start to ramp up. But these winter programs are going really well, as they have the last few years. We're again with Mike Steele. Thanks for being here. We'll try to keep you around as long as we can. I know you're going to be busy the next few months. But tell us a little bit about February. There's some great events, but there's also other things going on around the valley. We don't talk about winter sports and snowshoeing that very much here. It just doesn't seem like the place for it, but it is.
It is.
So tell me about that.
We are so fortunate in February to have an amazing array of outdoor recreational opportunities that's focused around winter. So we've got snowshoeing at Echo Ridge, we've got cross-country skiing at Echo Ridge, we've got downhill skiing at Echo Valley. Great little hill. It's where I learned to ski. It's where the Lake Chelan Valley learned to ski. Great 3 different tow lifts. Great tubing for families that may not ski. You can just go up there, rent a pass for the day, and tube.
I wonder how many people know that we even have a ski area up here at Chelan. That is fabulous, and I have been up there, and it's pretty cool. It's a lot better than what you think.
Oh, it's
And,
awesome.
It is, and so that's terrific. And more outdoor activities.
Well, yeah, there's always snowmobiling. We've
Yeah,
got guided and unguided snowmobiling. We've got tons of trails, really some of the finest trails in Washington State.
And some of the best grooming. I've been up there.
Yes, we are so fortunate to have a great volunteer grooming program. They work hard year-round, during the season rather, to keep that as clean and as crisp as they can, and it's really well maintained. It's exciting. You're up there typically above the inversion that sits on the lake.
Yes.
So you'll be up there in the
Beautiful.
sun,
Yes.
blue skies,
It's
snow.
crazy when you break out up there and look back down. It's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And it go pretty high. Those snowmobile trails get way up into the highest peak, so it's really beautiful.
Yeah, you can see some country that you've never seen before and really get into the mountains, which is really a fun thing to do.
Absolutely. So, events. We've got a big one, another one. We just finished Winterfest. Now we're going into red wine and chocolate. So tell me a
Yes.
little bit about how that works.
So this is a 2-weekend event in February, and it's really a fun time for folks to come over and experience a pairing of chocolate with red wine. All of the wineries do something a little unique. Some have chocolate fountains, some have full food pairings, some have pop-up dinners during this weekend. So there's going to be a fun set of weekends where you can just come and experience great red wine.
And this is all over the valley. We're talking about all the wineries, not just 2 or 3, but
All over.
Yeah, you're going to have a long stretch if you're going to try to make them all.
You know, you can spread it out over the whole weekend. And
Yeah.
a couple wineries on Friday, a couple wineries on Saturday, and just really enjoy. And one of the things I love about February and wine is that you have these incredible lake vistas. You're inside some of the most beautiful wine facilities you've ever seen, sitting fireside with a glass of wine and some chocolate. I mean, doesn't get much better than that.
Boy, that is a fact. That is, and that event is relatively new. That just started a few years ago, right?
Well, wine country around Washington State has been doing red wine and chocolate for some time. Lake Chelan's really adopted it and tried to make it their own. You know, it's a unique thing for Lake Chelan. We do it a little differently. And I can tell you, some of the talented winemakers we have in this valley, they really have a good time working hard to pair some incredible chocolates with these wines. I mean, it's not just your Hershey Kiss that you're having with
Yeah, we're talking about
red
serious
wine.
chocolate, right?
Serious chocolate with different variations. Like you could have jalapeno chocolate, you could have fudges, you could have different semi-sweet chocolates, and the wineries and the winemakers really have a fun time pairing those so that they complement the wine, not just the chocolate.
And we're talking about probably at least 20 of these wineries participate?
At least.
At least.
At least. If not all of the 34 that sit around the lake.
Cool. Well, then we move towards spring, and that's when things really come to life, even though the winters have been great. Is there any specific things going forward that you're looking forward to? Any new events coming up?
Well, we're planning for some great spring events that we've done in the past and want to continue. We're looking for ways to really ramp up that May, June time
Sure.
frame. So we're working on all that right now in this winter time frame.
But you told me even now the vacancies are, very limited lodging, even now. I
Yeah.
mean, in February, that's crazy, but
We are
that's what's
so
happening.
fortunate. This has been one of the best years on record for Lake Chelan, and things just continue to look up and up.
Yeah.
Our retail space is full. Folks are
You know, we
excited.
didn't even talk about retail. This whole town's open all winter. There's
Mm-hmm.
lots of wonderful shops to shop in. That's something we haven't even touched base, and it's wonderful. I've done it. New shops coming online, new stuff coming into the shops. It's always something new. But this downtown strip right here is just amazing.
Yeah.
And I can't believe how many people do not come up, just even from Wenatchee. Folks, come up here, check it out. It's amazing.
We'd love
So-
to have you. And, keep in mind, you can make a full weekend out of just coming up and shopping and eating. In downtown Manson, for instance, there's all the tasting rooms that are open. You can walk from tasting room to tasting room.
Jeff was telling us 14 tasting rooms on one strip. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the food, that's something else we don't have. The restaurants up here are terrific. There's so many great restaurants, and one of the best pizza places we know,
Yes.
Stormy Mountain Brew over here. It gives you some alternatives if you haven't come up and just done the eating. You don't have to have an event to come to Chelan, right? That's the whole idea.
And there's a lot, one thing that we tend to overlook too, when we publish our weekly calendar, there's lots of live music. There is lots
Yes,
of
and
live
that I appreciate because there is a lot of venues and really good bands up here. Well, that's terrific, Mike. We'll look forward to hopefully see you next month, but it might get a little busy, so we'll see if that works out. But for now, folks, it may be winter, but it's a great time to come up to Lake Chelan. There is a lot going on. Even if it isn't event weekend, there is plenty to do. We'll be right back with Chamber Calls. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Chamber Calls from the Spotlight on Business. I am Cary Condotta, and we are back in Manson. It is now February. We're moving into spring, and we are really pleased to have Jeff Conwell with us again, the president of the Manson Chamber of Commerce, to tell us a little bit about what's going on in February and beyond. Let's start with this event you talked about, wine and chocolate?
Red wine and chocolate.
Red wine and
Yeah.
chocolate. Now, wineries, obviously based on wineries. Tell us a little bit more about wineries. We've got a couple of them right
Yeah,
behind
Rio
us here.
Vista right behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many terrific wineries here in the Manson area. Right here, you can walk right downtown and
down the main street.
down the main street and sample over 14 different wineries, cideries, and breweries.
Wow.
Right here in downtown Manson. Now that doesn't include the wineries that are on the outlying area. So
And there's quite a few.
there are quite a few. Yeah, everyone you go out to Hard Road to Hoe, you've got Chelan Cellars, you've got Benson Winery, you've got Four Lakes Winery.
Wow.
You can just keep going. There's about 32 in the entire valley, but the majority of them reside over here on the North Shore in Manson.
So you could spend a whole weekend just going to wineries.
Absolutely, and a lot of people do,
Or you can just park it and walk right up and down. This is what, a mile and a half, 2 mile stretch
Not
here?
even.
Wow, that's
Yeah, it's a
amazing.
few blocks, and so it's a really terrific opportunity for people to come here to Manson and just take in some really terrific wines here in the valley.
Absolutely. So that ties into this wine and And red chocolate, red wine and chocolate?
It's red wine and chocolate.
Chocolate.
It's a promotion that's put together by the Lake Chelan Wine Alliance.
Okay.
It's valley-wide, and all of the wineries work together, and they come up with these pairings of chocolate and their red wines, and it's really a great opportunity for people to really see how different things work with wines and enhance the flavors and that sort of thing.
Now,
So
is this a 2-weekend situation?
it
as
is a
well?
2-weekend situation in February, so you've got a couple weekends to come out and enjoy that throughout the valley. It's not exclusive to just Manson, but they all participate, so it's a lot of
Right.
fun.
Gosh, that sounds like a great event.
Yeah.
I like just the sound of it, chocolate
Yeah,
and wine,
yeah, it works
especially in
together.
February. Okay, so now we move on beyond February. We're coming into spring. Exciting time here because everything
Very
comes
much.
back to life. It
Yeah.
just takes off.
Right.
So what happens going forward? You've got some other great events that you
Big
put on up
events.
here. Tell us
Yeah.
some of the ones that are coming up.
Yeah, we've got the Manson Fishing Derby that'll be coming up in April.
Okay.
In May, though, that's when things really start to blow up. We've got the Manson Apple Blossom Festival. That is a huge event throughout
Wow.
north central
and
Washington.
that's identified with Wenatchee generally,
Right,
but
right.
you've got your very own.
Oh yeah, in fact it was first.
Oh, how about that? Okay.
So it's a
Bragging
true story.
rights.
Yeah, and we'll have our big parade downtown Manson, and then following on that, the weekend after that, we've got the Manson Rat Rod Show.
Oh, yeah, I've been to that.
Yeah,
That's a great
that's a
one.
big fun event too that happens downtown Manson. We block off the street, we get all these crazy cars out, and it's a fun show. We've got live music, and on that same day, Manson Chamber proud to be partners with the Lake Chelan Jazz Festival, and they'll be performing that weekend as well.
So that's new.
That's new. They started last year, was
Yeah.
their first year, and so we're really excited to be helping out as a sponsor for that event as well in 2019. So that's going to be a great fun event. And then following up on that, golly, we've got the 4th of July that happens in Manson. That is a world-class fireworks show that rivals.
I'm telling you, folks, if you haven't seen the 4th of July show in Manson, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It is worth the drive up here to see that. I've seen it 2 years in a row. I've never seen anything better.
Yeah, it's incredible. And
Yeah.
you know, the great thing is you can see it by the shore, or you can go out on your boat. Out here in Manson Bay, it just gets absolutely filled with boats for that show,
Right.
and it's a great view. So come on down and enjoy that.
Now we got another. Isn't there Hydrofest?
Oh man,
Don't
yeah,
forget that one.
Hydrofest, that's coming up in September. In fact, September 29th will be Hydrofest this year. They're bringing back more boats, some of the older boats. It's just a heck of a lot of fun. It's 2 full days of racing out here on Lake Chelan, downtown Manson. There isn't a bad seat in the house for that.
Right.
It's just terrific and a great day of fun. So come on out for that.
I have seen that. It's really fun to hear those motors revving up on that lake. They echo all through the valley. It's an amazing show. There is one other event that's interesting that I happen to participate in was the poker run that happens from this marina, and you
That's
go
right.
all the way to Stehekin.
Yeah, that's in July,
Yeah.
and that's put together by the Lake Chelan Boat Club. So they do a terrific job. They bring all those big cigar boats out
Oh,
here, and they are
The boats are incredible.
incredible.
Yeah, and
I
they
mean,
literally race up lake.
right.
I mean-
The word is that it's about $100 an hour just to operate the boat. Seriously, it's incredible.
Well, look, folks, there's a lot going on in Manson. I mean, it's just, I don't think people realize that you guys have every bit as much going on as Chelan, really.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
in a totally different atmosphere.
Yeah, it really
and
is.
I think that's exciting because people get to see really 2 different venues, 2 different situations right here in the same valley.
Yeah, it really is a
Yeah.
great environment.
Well, I'll tell you, Jeff, it's been great to have you on board.
Thank
and we
you.
look forward to coming back and seeing you and going to a lot of these events. Folks, it's a short drive up here. It really is. It's worth coming. Come check out the retailers, the wineries, and we didn't even talk about retailers. Some
No.
great stores to shop in here. It's just a dynamite place to go have some fun. So we will see you soon.
Thank you, Cary.
All right, thank you. We'll be right back with Chamber Calls. Okay, folks, well, that about wraps it up for Chamber Calls. We are ending where we began the new year here in Manson at the Manson Marina. It has been a magnificent winter, lots going on, lots to do at all these venues, and we are looking forward to bringing you more as we move into spring. We'd like to thank the Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce, the Manson Chamber of Commerce, and of course the Wenatchee Chamber of Commerce for participating with us in these shows. We want to tell you all the great things that are going on in your own backyard, and there certainly is a lot to do. We'll be back next month. It'll be spring, talking about what's happening moving forward. Thanks again for joining us. This is your host, Cary Condotta, and this is Spotlight on Business.